Everybody, we are here on Zoom, on Facebook, on simshalom.com. I don't know if we're still on. Yes, we're on right now on simshalom.com. So we are here, and I'm hoping you can join us this evening for our Tuesday Maariv service. Again, we're on Facebook on Sim Shalom, Rabbi Blaine's page, UJUC, JSLI. We are on simshalom.com and we are on YouTube. So welcome to Bobby. Good evening. I'm glad you can join us. Say hi in chat as we begin our service. And if you hear meowing, that's my cat in the background. Now we could sing. Now you all confuse me with your singing. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. You ever get a melody in your ear and then you can't think of the other melodies? That's what somebody was just trying to do to me. But it's okay. Our call to praise. Baruch Hu et Adonai hamavarach. Baruch Adonai havarach li'olam va'ed. Praise Adonai, to whom our praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due now and forever. Maariv Aravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro Maariv Aravim. B'chokhmah poteach she'arim, u'b'tvuna mishanei tim, u'mahaliv et hazmanim, u'msader et kochavim b'mishmoroteim b'rakia kirtzono. My favorite time of day is watching the sun rise and the sun set, because we actually get to see Adonai's miracle of separating light from dark and dark from light. Creator of day and night, who rolls light away from darkness and darkness from light. You cause day to pass and bring about night, distinguishing between day and night. Source of all sources is your name. O living and ever enduring God, reign over us forever and ever. Blessed are you, eternal one, who brings on twilight. Everlasting love you offer your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night, we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai. Ohev Amo Yisrael. And now the prayer that states, doesn't ask, but states who we are, our belief, our creed, our love. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. And you shall love. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha b'chol nafshecha b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha v'leftecha v'aderech v'shopahov kumecha v'shartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu l'totefot beinenecha v'shavtam al mezuzot beitecha v'shurecha L'ma'an tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem. I am the Lord your God. Asher chotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, who took you out of the land of Egypt. Liyot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. I am the Lord your God. Okay, so let's just wait a minute. Let's see who was in the chat. I said hi to Bobby, Barbara, my friend Dee, Reba, Okay, Reba, don't worry. You're here now, so you're good. All right. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you can join us. In the Zoom, Susan or Ellen, can you give me a thumbs up if you could see it, if the share is working?
Let's see.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 As Miriam and the women went through Adonai's miracle when the Red Sea had been parted, they sang this song. Mi chamocha balim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar bakodesh, no ra tehilot, oseh feleh. Malchutecha ra'u beinecha, Bokeam yam lifnei Moshe Miriam. Ze Eli anu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Who is like you, O God, amongst the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Your children witnessed your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praise are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom ve'acha mireinu malkeinu l'chayim ufrosh aleinu sukat shalomecha. Adonai, bless this country as we are seeing even more troubled times. Bless us and help keep us free of disease. Bless all those who are there to protect us and find a cure for this dreaded disease. And those who are the first responders who are in our path to guide us and to guard us. Adonai, please bless us and please end this war quickly in the Ukraine, that all people there may remain safe in your protection. Shield us and remove from our path all hostility, disease, war, famine, and sorrow. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you are a protecting and saving power, truly a sovereign power. Gracious and compassionate are you. God, our going and coming, in life and in peace, now and for all eternity. Spread us over your shelter of peace. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Eternal One, who spreads your shelter of peace over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. And Reba, I'm glad you could join us on Zoom now. Yitgadal v'yitgadal shemei rabba b'yamad divrah hirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael ba'gala u'bizman kariv v'yimeru amen yehi shmei rabba mevorach v'yolam li'omei amaya yitbarach Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yapar, v'yroman, v'yinaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei d'chudashah, b'richu, le'elam, mikol b'chata, v'shirata, tush b'chata, v'nechemata, damiram, v'yalma, v'yimeru, amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim v'Konei HaKol, v'Zocher Chazdei Avot v'Imaot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei B'neihem L'man Shemo Ba'ahava. Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagain Baruch atah Adonai Magain Araham Bezrat Sarah. Adonai, you made promises to our ancestors, our forefathers, and our foremothers. Please remember these promises. We beseech you as we seek your guidance and your help. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai mechayeh hakol atarav lahoshia mechakel chaim bechesed Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim v'rofei cholim. Umatir asurim. Umkayem emunato. Lishenei afar. Michamocha bal giburo. Umido melach. Melech memid. Umkayem. Umatzmiach Yeshua. Neman atala hayod hakol. Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol. Adonai, you're the only strength that we will need. You are our superhero, and we look to you for all that you give us, for all your strength and courage. And let's take a look and see how we are on the chat. Shalom, Sharon. Shalom, shalom. All right, this week's Parsha is Padukai, and it continues with the building of the tabernacle. It reads similar to an accountant's ledger, listing amounts of gold, silver, copper that were donated. These are the numbers of the Mishkan. But also made by Bezalel were the garments for Aaron and his sons, the aprons, the breastplate, the cloak, the crown, the tunic, the sash, and the breeches and hat. Materials of linen, gold threads, wool, and stones to represent the tribes of Israel were used to fashion these vestments. The coverings, the screens, the altars, menorahs, incense, hangings, ropes, and pegs were brought and established as Adonai had commanded Moses, and the Jews had made. Seeing what they had made, Moses blessed them. God then told Moses to set up the tabernacle, anoint with oil the HaKohen, the high priest and his sons, put vestments on them and anoint them with oil, so that they will serve throughout the ages. The work was complete. The tent was set up. The table outside the curtain, bread placed on it, the show table. Menorahs were lit and incense were burned. Grain sacrifices were made. The cloud of Adonai covered the tent of meeting. The presence of God filled the tabernacle. When the cloud lifted, the people continued their journey. When the cloud rested over the tabernacle, the people would not move. The cloud of Adonai rested by day, and a fire would appear at night. Rabbi Jacob states, our book of Exodus, which began in darkness, concludes in the brilliant illumination of God's glory before the eyes of the entire house of Israel. Why did God need a cloud or any physical symbol to show the people his divine presence? Could he have simply not told the people he was there? Who would doubt the word of Adonai? Obviously, the children of Israel would. They were the people who witnessed the plagues of Egypt, the miracle of the Red Sea. Yet these people, at their first sign of fear, from Moses spending too long on Sinai, built the golden calf while in their darkness. They were forgiven and received a second set of commandments. Adonai went forward and gave instructions of building the tabernacle, instructions on what and how to perform sacrifices, and the duties of the priests were commanded. Details about the priesthood, who they were, what their duties were, and what they were to be enforced. And still Adonai showed his daily presence to them. Was it thinking that without a physical, tangible symbol, they might wander off again? In our dark times, we all need that someone, a person, a leader, a deity to lean on. Close to this time in 1933, President Franklin Roosevelt held his first presidential address to the U.S., the beginning of his fireside chats. The American society was in a dark place. The Great Depression. 1/3 of the U.S. workforce was not employed, with little or no assistance from the public or private sectors. The electorate voted in a leader whom was perceived to care and be sympathetic to their plight. In fact, he was from a very rich family, and unlike 30 million Americans, never worried about his next meal. But his fireside chats gave the U.S. the reassurances that they would get through the dark, sad times together. In my lifetime, and most of yours, during 9/11, I lived and worked outside of Manhattan. Leaving work, I went to pick up my 16-year-old son and his friends to drive home. Knowing my husband was okay, as we briefly spoke during intermittent cell phone transmissions, I was home, but living in a fog. That evening, Mayor Rudy Giuliani spoke, not to the city, but to the nation. No, he was speaking to me. In my dark moments, he told me that we were okay, that we would get past this. I didn't realize how much I needed to hear. We will conquer this. In our present day, President Zelensky is showing a modern leader, a modern presence to the world. He's that new lamp that the world is looking at, not only his people, but for all people. He's showing courage and he's showing leadership. We all need that someone in our dark moments. We may not see that cloud over the Mishkan, but if we look hard enough, we will find it. When we see a rainbow, when we see the waves of the ocean, witness the birth of a new life, when we hear a baby laugh, dig deep down, that cloud is there. Okay, let's get back to our screen. And now let's take a few minutes to listen to the prayers in our hearts and in our minds. Say shalom b'mrumav, Yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Say shalom b'mrumav, Yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. And now, as we get ready to begin our prayer for healing, please type in names of those who need our healing thoughts and prayers. And I want to start with Sid and Joyce Becker, Katie and Luna Marcello. Dorothy, Mark, Marlene, Carol, Sarah, Jimmy, and Jean. Gary Friedland. Georgette and Fred Meyerowitz. The people of the Ukraine. Diane Fishman, Richard Kutnick, Timothy Paul Taylor. Debbie. Steve, Beverly, Shirley, Jim, Laura, Stanley, Rabbi Galit and her husband, Bob. Ziona, Rabbi Galit, Sharon Ben Sarah, Marlene Badchaya, and Paula. What's going on with Ziona? Rala.
She lost her dog.
Oh, yes, that was last week. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Continue sympathies to Ziona. Ukraine and the brave citizens who are in Russia. Yonatan. Rabbi Galit and her husband Bob. Okay, we're going to begin. Mishe Be'erach Avotenu B'chol Habraha Le'alimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe Be'erach Imotenu B'chol Habraha Li'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Let me add Marvin, Tamara, Beth, Amy, Ula, Bat, Sylvia. Susan, I had to put you on mute. Yeah, you were unmuted before. No, not a problem. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, lateit gedula liyotzeh bereshit, shelo asanu kikoyeh haratzot, v'lo samanu kimishpachot hadama, shelo som helkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamanam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, v'ne'eman, v'haya Adonai, lemelech kol ha'aretz, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shmo echad. We recall the loved ones whom death had recently taken from us, those who died at the season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. These memories of all of them are with us. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as we praise Adonai and pray for the coming of Adonai's kingdom. And if you are observing a yurt site, or you know someone who passed recently, please say their names close to your heart. And I do want to add Shelly Patel. I'm sorry, Stacy Patel. Yit Gadal v'Kadash Shemei Rabbah b'Yamad Yivrachirutei v'Yamlichmahutei v'Chayechonu v'Yomechonu v'Chayei D'chol Beit Yisrael v'Agalav Zman Kariv Yimru Amen. Yehesh Lamar Rabbah min Shemaya. Yehesh Me Rabbah Mivarach Li'olam Olamei Almaya. Yit Barach v'Yishtabach v'Yipa'ar v'Yitraman v'Yitnaseh v'Yitadar v'Yitalei v'Yitalal. Shemei Gudusha B'Rechu. Le'elam Michol Birchata v'Shirata. Tushbachata v'Nechamata. Damiram v'Yalma v'Yimru Amen. Yehesh Lamar Rabbah min Shemaya. V'Chayim Aleinu v'Yakol Yisrael v'Yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom b'Mumav. Huya Aseh Shalom. Aleinu v'Yakol Yisrael v'Yimru Amen. May all those who are in mourning be comforted by the one who comforts all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for being with me. I thank you for joining me on this Tuesday evening Maariv service. I'm so glad that we had this time together. Remember, we are here 5 days a week. Rabbi Nancy, Rabbi Deborah, myself, Rabbi Galit, Rabbi Judy, and of course, Rabbi Steve playing on Friday evenings. We have the UJUC.net programs, the rabbinic, the cantorial, and the pre-rabbinic program. So be well, everybody. Be happy, be healthy. Dee, my love to all of you also. Take care, everybody. See you next week.
Toda Rabba, Rabbi.
Thank
Keep well.
you.